Hey guys, welcome back to D-Res Gaming News on Clownfish Gaming. This is Neon, and we got some good news and bad news. The good news is the Lunar Remastered Collection is out. It's available. The bad news is good luck finding it, at least finding a physical copy of it. They sold out almost immediately, and now the game is going for over $100 on the secondary market. Because of course it is. I'm very surprised that they're surprised by how well the game sold. Lunar is a beloved 16-bit JRPG series. The Working Designs collections that came out are still widely regarded as just being a great JRPG collection and bundle. They came with all kinds of cool stuff, amulets and little cardboard figurines, and I had them at one point in time for the PlayStation 1, and I sold them. I needed the money, but even back then they sold for a lot. The Sega CD versions of the game still hold their value. People have been clamoring for an official re-release of Lunar for many years, and when it came out, it sold out. Again, it sold out almost immediately. Why is anybody surprised? But now Gung-Ho is apologizing. So this is the publisher, Gung-Ho. So they have some Japanese style games. I've never heard of them before, so I don't know what they do. But yeah, Working Designs did not release this to the best of my knowledge, unless they are Working Designs. Gung-Ho Games bringing you creative titles like Puzzle and Dragons, Ninja La, Let It Die, and more. Okay, well anyway, it said, we sincerely apologize for the limited availability of physical copies of Lunar. We're incredibly grateful for your support, and we are already working to produce more. Restocks are on the way. Thank you for your patience. And some of the replies are not great. This is me. I'm stuck getting this physically on Play Asia. Will there be an upgraded Switch version or Switch 2 version? What are they going to upgrade it to? It's a 16-bit, 32-bit game. This is the restock you're talking about. I'm not even sure I want to bother with this anymore. Retail is only available to scalpers. Yeah, $129. They put a limit per address and pre-order on it, so real gamers and fans aren't getting screwed. I want to know this. Are all the bromides in the game and uncensored? It's more likely than not that it's censored. Based on what? Oh no, they did. I knew they were going to do this. They censored the bromides. Did they really? I knew they would do this. I'm like, that is one thing that if they're going to, current year, they would absolutely censor them. What's to censor? Half-naked girls? This will not stand. So no, the bromides are censored. Okay, that's my big takeaway from this. The game is using a one-to-one butchered made-up script from the PS1. They did nothing to make the game playable. Some of the dialogue has changed. This person says they're all in the game and they're exactly how you remember them. So yeah, I guess they are in the game. Anyway, the point of the video wasn't talking about the bromides, although I really wondered about that. The point of the video was talking about how they massively underestimated, the demand for this game. Let's see what the quote retweets are like. Everyone in the world was able to pre-order this game except in the US. Gung-Ho made sure nobody could pre-order from Play Asia or Video Games Plus. Gung-Ho America really did fans dirty. Ooh. Not happy. Amazon Germany just canceled my pre-order from January. What the F are pre-orders if you don't even produce the pre-order numbers? Disgusting. Should have accepted pre-orders. Man, people are not happy. Went to get the Lunar Remastered. Everywhere I looked, sold the F out. Hopefully the restock hits or just hits on or just becomes the first. Almost like everyone asking why we couldn't pre-order was for this exact reason. Lunar is a classic and beloved series. Of course, people want a physical copy of the remaster. Yeah, but it doesn't come with any of the bells and whistles that the Working Designs reissues had, the PlayStation versions had. God, they were nice. I was really surprised like limited run games didn't do, but not that I'd buy from them anyway, but like a really nice set. Players yearn for RPGs. Gung-Ho didn't understand that this is probably Working Design's best game series they brought over to the West, the most popular series they ever released. While this is still niche, it's definitely a cult classic from the best JRPG era. Absolutely, the demand is high. I could have told you that. I've actually been clamoring for a Lunar reissue for years. I'm like, why are they not bringing Lunar back? Lunar was, quality-wise, was right up there with Final Fantasy, and it was, people were buying Sega CDs just to play these games because there's really nothing else on the Sega CD, right? This and Sonic CD, you know, people aren't buying it for Night Trap. Congratulations on the game's success. What'd you learn? This is literally why people were telling you guys for months there should have been a pre-order. So yeah, people are bad. They're really they're mad about it. This stinks. I'm glad there's enough excitement around Lunar in 2025 to even generate a shortage. Now what's gonna happen is they're gonna be like, oh, well, because of the tariffs, Lunar is now gonna cost $89.99 at retail. You watch. They will. They'll be like, oh yeah, it costs a whole lot more to make this game now than it did when we did the first run. Didn't want to do pre-orders. There's going to be plenty. Don't worry. Sold out almost immediately on the U.S. retailer, on the one U.S. retailer they sold through. Talking about underestimating the fandom. Yeah, I don't think they had any idea how popular this game was going to be. Honestly, at that point, you should have just gone to Kickstarter, right? Just like kickstarted Lunar, and you probably would have made a couple $1 million off of it. I think you would have. I think if they had gone to crowdfunding for Lunar and did a special edition with a bunch of, you know, the kind of tchotchkes that came with the PlayStation release, I think they would have made millions of dollars. And people would still be angry. You know, they would be. I mean, it doesn't matter. People are always angry, especially when it comes to games and stuff. People are always angry. Till they're not. But you never hear from the happy people. You always hear from the angry people. Nintendo Life has it. Lunar Remastered dev apologizes for stock issues after rocky physical launch. Those who chose to go the digital route will undoubtedly have been tucking into this pair of classic RPGs over the weekend. Yeah, the reviews are good. The reviews are actually pretty good. Niche Gamer they gave it a 10 out of 10. But my understanding is they're using different voice actors. Yeah, this is one of the first RPGs to use voice acting, and it was actually pretty good for the time. So yeah. Now it's interesting though. They said that the sprites were not as good as they were in the PSP remake. Yeah, I don't know. I noticed that when they try to upscale games, old games like this, a lot of times they look blurry. And what's really weird, and this is like a side tangent, but like with the Square games, they bring the PS1 games out as a remaster or whatever, and then they like smudge the backgrounds instead of like finding the source files and giving us a nice clean render of, you know, like Final Fantasy VIII or, you know, Chrono Cross or whatever. They just like take like a smudge filter over the backgrounds to get rid of the pixels, and then they look worse, right? I would have been better off with you guys just giving us the pixelated backgrounds, because they're not going to look as good as they were intended to look. Anyway, yeah. So they apologize. People are not happy. There it is. Gamers not happy about something. But the game, I guess, at least is widely available again digitally, I'm assuming, and it's a good game. I mean, they're good games, plural. They're very good games. There was talk they were going to do a third one. They never did. And I think I don't know if the sales weren't there or what, but Game Arts did some really good stuff. You know, so they also did Grandia, which you can get those too. Those have been out for a while. Those are very good games too. So anyway, going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. There it is. Do you guys play it yet? Do you want to play it? Let me know. We'll talk later.